kick off as ministers meet. TRA eyes wider tax base.
In order to raise the required taxes, we need to expand the tax bases.
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. Leaders of African countries and China are meeting in Beijing at the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC), which aims to strengthen the economic, political and cultural relations between the two sides. The forum begins from tomorrow, 4th of September, and is expected to end on the 6th of September 2024, and comes at a time when the world's powerful nations are making every effort to increase their influence on the African continent due to its rich natural resources and ever-growing young population. The Head of State Summit has been preceded by the 9th African and Chinese Ministerial Conference of the 2024 Summit, which was held today in Beijing. The meeting unanimously have adopted the draft agenda of the Summit of Heads of State and Government of FOCAC, the draft declaration and the implementation plan, and the evaluation of the implementation of the issues reached in the 8th Forum. Tanzania's delegation at the meeting included Minister of State, Office of the President Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Ambassador Dr. Samuel Shelukindo, Ambassador of Tanzania in China, Hamis Musa Omar, and Director of the Department of Asia and Australia, Felista Lugabwa, led by Minister Ambassador Mahamud Thabit Kombo. President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says trade volume between Tanzania and Indonesia has doubled following the value of exports from Tanzania to Indonesia from an average of $13.53 million in 2019 to $33.77 million in 2023. Here are more details.
President Dr. Mwinyi made the remarks as the continuation of the second day of the Indonesia-Africa Forum 2024 being held in Bali, Indonesia. Tanzania's main products exported to Indonesia include tobacco, cocoa, beans, peanuts, cloves, cotton, and palm oil. President Dr. Mwinyi says Tanzania and Indonesia are celebrating 60 years of diplomatic relations this year, and the two countries are proud of the friendship that has lasted and continues to grow day by day.
This forum to affirm our shared vision for the prosperous future based on respect, shared prosperity, and mutual benefit.
Furthermore, President Dr. Mwinyi has witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding covering the agreement on the drugs control, advanced medical devices, and reagents with the aim of cooperation in the registration of the products, inspection, as well as providing information on the effects of drugs and medical devices in the market.
Revenue Authority, TRA, and the Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner's Office say that they are committed to expand city's tax base by starting with formalizing informal traders in so as to increase the number of taxpayers in the country. Speaking after visiting the Regional Commissioner's Office in the city of Dar es Salaam, the TRA Commissioner General Yusuf Mwenda insists that with the plan of the authority in building deeper cooperation and resolving tax-related issues facing local firms has advanced the region's status as a main business hub.
In order to raise the required taxes, we need to expand the tax bases. And the easiest way to expand tax base is through formalizing the informal sectors. We have discussed and strategized ways to raise more tax base. And this will be done by registering those who have not been registered and are lawfully required to be registered in all 5 regions in Dar es Salaam.
On the other hand, the Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner, Albert Chalamila, says that the formalization process will include all 5 districts in the region.
that we have really discussed here. First is how we can broaden up the scope of taxpayers in our region regarding the truth that regarding the truth that Dar es Salaam, in fact, is one among the potential region that we find it most of the large taxpayers are in our region. So we thank also this for his initiatives, and we thank his support to make sure we broaden up the scope of taxpayers in our region.
The Dar es Salaam region contributes about 80% of all revenue collected in the country, and in the month of August alone, TRA has exceeded its monthly revenue collection goal by collecting an average of 2.422 trillion compared to 2.295 trillion targeted. And on to the next story. As local government elections are set to kick off, we take a moment to explore the history and significance. These elections play a crucial role in our democracy, empowering citizens to shape their communities directly. To understand more on the evolution of local elections and their vital impact on civic engagement, Tbcnews Paranyanga has prepared the following feature story. Tanzania boasts a rich tapestry of local governance that reflects its diverse communities. Local government elections are crucial in shaping the political landscape, allowing citizens to engage in decision-making processes that impact their daily lives. Understanding the historical context of local governance in Tanzania highlights the importance of participating in these elections. Local governance in Tanzania has its roots in pre-colonial times, where traditional leadership structures managed local affairs. However, local rule disrupted these systems, imposing foreign administrative frameworks. Following independence in 1961, President Julius Nyerere introduced the 1975 Local Government Act, decentralizing power and enabling citizens to elect local representatives. The evolution of local governance continued through the introduction of multi-party politics in the early 1990s, enhancing the democratic process at the grassroots level. Local government elections in Tanzania occur every 5 years, typically alongside national elections. These elections determine local leaders responsible for essential services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Despite a structured electoral process, challenges such as political interference and lower voter turnout remain prevalent. Participation in local government elections is vital for several reasons. Firstly, it empowers citizens to influence decisions affecting their communities. Elected officials play a crucial role in resource allocation and service delivery, fostering accountability. Secondly, these elections serve as a platform for civic education, encouraging citizens to engage in governance. Lastly, active participation helps bridge the gap between citizens and their government, promoting social justice and equity, particularly for marginalized groups. The history of local governance in Tanzania reflects the resilience of its people. As the country navigates the complexities of democracy, the importance of local government elections remains paramount. By participating in these elections, citizens exercise their rights and contribute to the development of their communities and the future of the nation. Kenyan Ambassador to Tanzania Isaac Njenga says the Kenyan government has resolved various issues that led to the recent youth protests, which were dubbed Gen Z protests, which were primarily against the Kenyan Finance Bill 2024. Speaking to Tbcnews, Ambassador Njenga highlighted various issues that the government of Kenya has been able to resolve, while including the withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024 and the appointment of various opposition leaders into the cabinet so that they can bring alternative ideas.
The issues that Gen Z brought out were critical issues, particularly in the governance of our nation. The trigger may have been certain articles in the Finance Bill 2024 that largely the population or even Gen Z felt that they were going to add burden and become more burdensome to Kenya, even though we know that there's a good reason why the government had wanted to include this in order to raise certain revenue so that we can meet our financial objectives of paying debts and even plan for development. Nonetheless, the president, being the good listener that he is, decided to completely recommend to Parliament that this bill be dropped. And with the dropping of the bill, he also took a further step to reconstitute his government, because Gen Z had also demanded that there needs to be a reconstitution of that government. And the president dismissed his cabinet and reconstituted his government afresh.
Under the compelling theme charting a new path forward for intra-Africa travel, tourism and investments, the Africa Tourism Leadership Forum, which is scheduled to start on 3rd September, hosts an entrepreneurial and MICE masterclass, as well as destination showcase of different countries in Africa prior to the main event happening in Gaborone, Botswana. Margaret Getty is attending the forum and has prepared the following report.
A pre-event of the Africa Tourism Leadership Forum held here in Gaborone, Botswana, gives an opportunity for businesses to connect, learn and engage, as well as marketing their countries in the destination showcase.
What the AFCFTA has done is actually to encourage Africa to be one and to cooperate more and to trade more. And tourism is one of the best things that we can do together. And for us, we don't only look at the tourism, we are also talking about the cultural and also the creative industries. So the more we develop our cultural and creative industries, the more tourism we will have.
Most countries in Africa have sent their representatives to showcase what they have to offer.
Tanzania is one of the most beautiful countries. Zanzibar is one of the best destinations now in Africa. And I would like to invite each and every one of you to visit a coast of paradise. Welcome to Zanzibar.
And also, come see Mount Kilimanjaro. Not only see, but climb it. You can also see Mount Kilimanjaro in other parts of Africa, but you can only climb it in Tanzania. But also come learn Swahili, which is our national language, the most spoken language in Africa. Also, entrepreneurs in different parts of Africa have attended the MICE and Tourism Masterclass to sharpen their skills in the tourism and hospitality industry.
It was really, really amazing. Yeah, so, it's also just about meeting vendors. A lot of vendors in Africa, for example, Botswana, this is my first time here. I've not sold it all in Botswana before. But coming here, I'm going to meet different operators and then, of course, do business with them. And then there are some countries that I've even sold that I even saw that there were more things there that I was not aware about. So, of course, it has given me more knowledge and exposure towards such destinations.
And such kind of a forum is giving youths like us an opportunity to understand what exactly we need to market or to promote our brand. And what really stood out to me was the 4 Ps of marketing, which of course I can't explain all of them right now, but they are really impactful, especially for me as a tourism consultant.
We need to look at the new approach. How can we make intra-Africa tourism as big as possible? Because I believe we are not unlocking the full potential of the tourism industry if we are locking the local outside of this whole ecosystem. Yeah, we just need to come up with new strategy and make sure that
Tourism Leadership Forum held here in Gaborone, Botswana will be happening tomorrow, which aims at connecting Africans working in the hospitality and tourism industry here in Africa. Margaret Getty, TBC.
Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute, DMI, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Association of Maritime Affairs of Comoros, ANAM, aiming to boost the human resource capacity and skills on the management of maritime activities, including the port. Speaking in the city of Dar es Salaam during the signing of the MOU, the principal of DMI College, Dr. Tumaini Gurumo, insists that the cooperation will also focus on strengthening research to identify areas with gaps and work on them, while the representative from Comoros Union asserts that the decision to sign the memorandum with Tanzania is also based on prior key areas of cooperation, including cargo transportation.
We have heard that they have registered more than 300 ships in Comoro. Registration of ship demands a level of management management, maritime management, which is different from other types of management. So without education, without proper training, they will not be able to perform according with international regulations that are given by International Maritime Organization.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every day to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And in international news, the Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, Slamba Sugana, has encouraged the media to maximize on the artificial intelligence technology in a productive manner while exposing some of its underlying dangers. He made their remarks in Gaborone, Botswana, while officiating the 15th General Assembly of the African Union of Broadcasting, AUB, which is set to shape the future of media on the continent. Rama Sababili has more.
At the official opening of the 15th General Assembly of the African Union of Broadcasting, which brings together media leaders from across Africa and beyond to discuss on the role of media in raising awareness and promoting sustainable solutions to climate change. The Vice President emphasized on self-disposal and management of electronic waste as a part of efforts to prevent new disease burdens on the continent, insisting on the role of media to promote African stories.
It is time to tell the African story, and it compels to be told. So you are the people to tell the African story, while securing a sustainable future for our media industry.
On the other hand, the Assistant Minister for State President of Botswana says it's time for Africa to use technology to push forward African perspective and solutions to current global issues.
The development of our own media content in the digital age is imperative. Be proactive in ensuring that Africa's stories are told and shared amongst Africans through our unique lenses.
In today's world, you can run away from technology at your own detriment. There's no how we can run away from technology. We have to embrace this technology because we have seen it has benefits.
The Assembly will delve into crucial topics such as the digital revolution, which will focus on the transformative impact of digital technologies on the media landscape in Africa. The Assembly is held under the theme, The Future of African Media in the Face of the Challenges of New Technologies and Climate Change. Rahema Sababili, TBC News.
And here is Lulu Mohammed with more international news.
The head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, has arrived in Indonesian capital Jakarta on the first part of a 2-week tour in the Asia-Pacific. The Pope will visit Papua New Guinea, East Timor and Singapore. Pope Francis will be only the third Pope to visit Indonesia after Pope Paul VI in 1970, Pope John Paul II in 1989. After arriving in Jakarta on Tuesday, Pope Francis will tour the capital's Istiqlal Mosque as well as the Tunnel of Friendship, an underground tunnel built in 2020 that runs between the mosque and the city's Catholic cathedral as a symbol of interfaith cooperation. Also meet the country's Grand Imam Nasaruddin Umar and attend an interfaith gathering as well as hold a mass for an estimated 80,000 worshippers at Jakarta's Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, a venue usually reserved for sporting and political events. A court in Venezuela has issued an arrest warrant for the opposition's former presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez, who claims to have rightfully won July's disputed election against President Nicolas Maduro. The warrant was issued on Monday at the request of the Office of the Public Prosecutor, which is conducting a criminal investigation into the closely fought election. It sought the warrant after 75-year-old Gonzalez, a former diplomat, failed to appear 3 times to answer questions on charges including conspiracy and falsifying documents in relation to the election. The warrant follows weeks of comments from top government officials saying Gonzalez and other members of the opposition should go to jail. And tropical storm Yagi has hit the Philippines and triggered floods and landslides across the country. At least 13 people, including a 9-month-old baby, have died. The eastern city of Nago is among the places hardest hit. The capital, Manila's schools and government offices closed on Monday as a precaution.
International news, sports news up next. And in sports news, Tanzania football stakeholder Azim Dewji has advised the Tanzania People's Defense Force, TPDF, to merge its top-level teams to form one strong team so that they can challenge more the Tanzania Premier League and international tournaments. Dewji told TBC News in Dar es Salaam that TPDF has big potential to recruit and prepare quality and tough teams that will bring more rivalry in the local and international tournaments, citing an example of the Zambian Giants Red Arrows team, which recently won the Sekafa Championship.
When we talk about army, as I can see, and one day former President-elect Dr. Magufuli suggested that they should have to form one team in which they can direct all resources. In doing so, they are going to have a strong and competitive team in Tanzania Premier League. They have Mashujaa FC, which has been promoted last year to the top flight and strong. They were not league rated because it is difficult to be promoted and remain in the league due to the tough competition. We hope that Mashujaa will continue doing well in Tanzania Premier League. As we can see, they have started the season strongly by winning one match and drawing another. So we advise the leaders of the army to increase support to the team so that the TPDF can have a strong team able to show strong competition in a local and international tournament.
Kuipatia nguvu wa timu hiyo ya Mashujaa ili tuwe na timu nzuri ya kijeshi.
Tanzania People's Defense Force owns Mashujaa FC and JKT Tanzania, where JKT Tanzania uses Major General Isamuhyo Stadium as its home ground. The participants of AFA Fashion Night say the show will help to boost the talents of young fashion designers, as well as creating employment opportunities in the East African countries. Speaking during the launching of the AFA Fashion Night show in Dar es Salaam, the participants insist that the show will be a big platform for young fashion designers to secure local and foreign markets for their products, a statement supported by the organizers of the show.
Today we have launched the AFA Fashion Night, which is going to empower the youth and new generation to foster and encourage young designers to showcase their designs. It's just like a platform which help young generation to showcase their design and promote fashion industry in Tanzania.
Great honor if the fashion succeed, even Juki will succeed as individuals, fashion designers, and those who do just local sewing. It will be a great honor for us. If they succeed, we succeed too.
Going to benefit us in a way that we are going to get exposure, because one thing about the fashion industry in East Africa, the exposure is quite minimal. So AFA Night is going to give all designers exposure to the outside market and all the advantages we can get and all the press, because right now the world of today is on the digital side. So we're really thankful for this platform to showcase ourselves, to put us out in the world.
Afro Fashion Night exhibition is scheduled to take place on November 29th in Dar es Salaam, with the participation of various designers from the regions of East African countries. Tanzania cricket women national team players say they are prepared psychologically to compete against strong African teams in the upcoming Africa tournament. Expected to begin in November this year. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, the Tanzania women cricket national team players revealed that their preparation started early, which brings them hope and boosts their morale.
According to my team, I know their performance, and also we know where we are good, so we'll try our best to be good in this tournament, and we hope we'll win.
We are ready for the preparation so that we can do better for the tournament that is coming for us. And we have tournament in November that it will be held here, I think here in Tanzania. Is not yet confirmed, but we have a joy to prepare well and to do well to the tournament.
Tanzania cricket women national team set up camp at the Tambaza Secondary School grounds, where they are gradually honing their skills to strengthen themselves for this major tournament on the African continent's showdown. And that is sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, and welcome again to the next 24 hours of forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Windy is expected to flow at 40 kilometers per hour over the entire coast, and the state of the sea is expected to be rough. Over Lake Victoria, Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa, wind speed is expected to reach 30 kilometers per hour. And TMA has issued an advisory of strong wind reaching 40 kilometers per hour over the entire coast, so necessary precaution should be taken over those areas. And tonight, dry condition is expected to persist over most part of our country, with cool temperatures, especially over southwestern highland. And the rest of minimum temperature is expected to be 80 degrees Celsius in Njombe region. Thunder showers and sun period. While in Arusha, Kilimanjaro, Tanga, Dar es Salaam, Pwani, together with Unguja and Pemba Isles, we are expecting to feature particular condition, light rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. And the remaining regions are expected to feature particular condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next weather forecast over some regions of our country. In Dar es Salaam, dry condition is expected, and the minimum temperature is expected to be 22 degrees Celsius. Dodoma, minimum temperature is expected to be 17 degrees Celsius. In Beira region, minimum temperature is expected to be 13 to 14 degrees. Mwanza region, minimum temperature is expected to be 17 degrees Celsius. In Kilimanjaro, we are expecting minimum temperature to be 18 degrees Celsius. Morogoro region, minimum temperature is expected to be 19 degrees Celsius. And in Arusha, minimum temperature is expected to be 16 degrees Celsius. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparnyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.